and welcome back to my channel, TorAthena, where today I'm actually doing a video I've never done before and I cannot fathom why. So as most people know, I go to a lot of conventions, and usually when I go to a convention I film stuff there, whether it's cosplay music videos, Lucille videos, or just daily vlogs. But the one thing I've never really done is review a convention. And seeing as this channel is all about reviewing things, why not review a convention? So today I'm reviewing Liverpool Comic Con 2018. This convention was run by Monopoly Events, who also did the Love of Sci-Fi Con, which was kind of famously known within the cosplay community as a very bad convention, which could have really put a lot of people off going to this event, but it didn't seem to. The weekend prices for this con were £32, or you could pay per day, which was £22 for early access or £16.50 for standard entry, which I do think is on the more expensive side of tickets, but still within the range of fair. And most people must agree with me there because the queues were huge. It's annoyingly one of the things I didn't get footage of, but yeah, the queues were huge. I missed the early access, but the general entry was still queuing up when I arrived, and it was ridiculous in a good way for them. And although the queues themselves were very long to get into the convention, I didn't hear anybody complain about them. The first appearance of the con was very good. I've been to 2 conventions in the Liverpool Exhibition Centre. I'd been to 2 MCMs and 1 HorrorCon. And this convention delivered exactly what I would expect from a convention in that place. They had used the whole space. They had rented the entire venue. They had used all the space within the actual exhibition rooms. The back was open up, so if it was too hot, you could go outside without worrying about getting back in without queuing. It was busy, but spacious at the same time, so you didn't feel overcrowded. That's if you're not talking about the shopping side, but I'll get to that in the layout part. Overall, the first appearance was good. The energy seemed high, the atmosphere seemed nice, it was bright, it had stuff in it. It titillated the senses, so to speak, and that's what conventions, I guess, are meant to do. The only thing I would say that could be better thought out within this convention was maybe the spacing and layout of the actual main hall. They had loads of stuff there. They had arcade machines. They obviously had a lot of celebrity guests. They had so many of the dioramas, is that what they're called? They had loads of them. They had TIE fighters. They had the big yellow machine from Aliens. They had loads of stuff like that. They had the TARDIS. They had cars, they had a main stage, they had food places, and they had the shops, the stalls. So there was a lot to cram into this hall, which they did. The only thing is, I think they should have given more of the floor space to the stalls. Now, the space between them when the hall was empty, you would have think, yeah, there's plenty of space for people to walk, browse, and comfortably have a look at everything. However, there wasn't. On the Saturday, it was too crowded. You couldn't stop at a stall, it was that busy. It was too crowded to see anything. It was claustrophobic. It was too much. However, the moment you stepped away from that and you went to the main stage, you looked at any of the dioramas, you would buy the food, you would buy the arcades, you would even buy the guests. It was very spacious, almost a little too vacant in areas. Now, it's good to have that space and it's important to have that place to go and breathe, but we also have the massive hallway to walk between the rooms to go and have that break. So I personally would have spread out the stalls a little bit more, because a lot of the vendors were noticing that it was too busy for people to stop and spend money, and therefore they were struggling to make money. But that's something that you can easily fix in the next year. It's not the worst thing in the world, and I don't think it ruined anyone's experience of the con. Have I just done a whole review with something on my face? Yeah, I'm not redoing it. The convention was also very family friendly. Under 5s were free, under 10s were £5.50, but the only problem was this, is that conversation didn't transfer properly between people. I was told from a handful of people that under 10s were free, only under 5s were free. Anything above 5 was 22 quid for the day. It sounded like the communication wasn't great between staff because of that, and I'm sure some people may have got ripped off, or some free tickets or whatnot, or just things could have been a lot easier in that way. And speaking of tickets and communication, there are also 2 things that affected me personally. One, this was the only convention that didn't have press passes. I have been to some conventions where there's only been like 20 people attending a con and they've still had a press pass, and I joked at first that, oh, it doesn't fuel my ego just having a weekend pass for free. It actually doesn't seem professional. If I want to interview someone who doesn't know me and know that I do this on YouTube, I feel weird. If I had wanted to go and interview the celebrities, I wouldn't have felt professional enough to go, hey, see this weekend pass, can I cut in line and interview you? It doesn't work like that, or at least work like that for me. Having the press pass gives you that legitimacy. It makes you seem that you are worth, not that you're worth being there, but it makes people realize that you're actually doing there and you're doing something. And when I came across 2 other people with press passes, we all had different bands. One had an exhibitor band, one had a special guest band, and I had a weekend band. It was just like, once again, communication was a bit off. We should have all had press passes, or at least given me more than a weekend band, maybe a special band or an exhibitor band, because I did say to them when I was picking my ticket, I have a press pass, can I do something with, like, is there meant to be a special thing I have? And they were like, no, you just get a ticket. And I was like, okay, well they didn't, so And then also with communication with people on the doors, this isn't so much against the con, because I understand, I think the people who worked for them were either A, volunteers, or they worked for the exhibition centre, but at the same time, communication was broken again. Me and the people I was with went out to go get some food. We went out of the entrance because that's what we also thought was the exit. The staff saw us leave, didn't say anything. There's no signs there to say that wasn't the exit or that we needed stamps or anything like that, so we just left. We have tickets on our wrist, we thought that'd be fine. When we come back, they say, get your stamps ready. And I'm like, what? We don't have, this is the first thing we've ever heard of stamps. I show them my wrist and I go, I've got that, and they go, yeah, that's fine. They see someone else with that and they go, yeah, that's fine. The third person in our party was only there for a day, and apparently people on a day pass didn't get anything, so they needed stamps if they were going out to come back in, but they had to go out a specific door. In all fairness to us, it was labelled saying exit, but the sign that said exit was very low, and some people must have been standing in front of it, or just that it was crowded, because we didn't see it. We just thought it was an open door. There were no signs anywhere saying you need stamps to come back in. So yeah, it was partly our fault, it really was, but we tried to explain to them, like, oh sorry, we didn't see it, we've got her ticket here, and they went, oh, it's already been scanned, you can't come back in. And we were like, what? And then they were like, yeah, you've already got your stamp, you can't come back in. No stamp, no entry. That's what he said. No stamp, no entry. And we were like, come on, her name is on the ticket. We can show you her ID. It obviously matches up. We've made a mistake. I don't understand what's going on. And he went again. No stamp, no entry. So this time she's trying to talk again, and he just keeps going. No stamp, no entry. No stamp, no entry. No stamp, no entry. I'm there on a professional capacity, but I nearly lost my all of a sudden, I just interrupted over him and shouted over to the other staff. I went, who else can we talk to? And 2 other people came over and we explained our situation. They went, you're meant to go out of another door and get stamped. And we went, yeah, we're really sorry. That is our fault. We didn't realise, but we can, that ticket, that name matches up. We're really sorry. And she went, go over, get a stamp. That's fine. That's all he had to say. That's all he had to do. It was ridiculous. I understand what they're doing, and I understand that they've got to make sure that people aren't reusing tickets and giving them to other people, but her name was on the ticket. She has ID to prove it was the same person. It was a genuine mistake. It was infuriating. And the thing that was the most infuriating, the thing that made me still remember this, was the fact he just kept going. No stamp, no ticket. No stamp, no ticket. That's rude. Stop that. However, that isn't to say that all of the Monopoly event staff were bad. I actually lost my ticket. I don't know how, it just fell off within 5 minutes of me being there, and I ran back and I was like, I'm really sorry, I've just had a ticket and it's just fallen off. I don't know where it's gone, and I was panicking, and they gave me a new one. They were really nice about it. One of my friends missed a photo session, and to be honest, that's on him, and he's aware of that. He missed out, he wasn't aware of when it was, and he missed out. And probably any other convention I've ever been to, they would have been like, sorry. But the actress, I'm so sorry, I can't remember her name, but the actress who did Holly in Red Dwarf, she was like, I'm sure we can sort something out. And the staff were like, yeah, we'll sort something out. And the staff and her worked together just for him to go over to the photo session and get his photo taken. Like, that's above and beyond. That's really nice. The cosplay, as always, has a phenomenal amount of effort. I'd actually say the amount of people cosplaying was actually pretty low for this event. It was a very busy event, but I didn't see that much cosplay, but the quality of it was great. But as always, it was the first year of a con, and stuff like that usually grows. And also, I know through the personal people I know who go to conventions and cosplays, a lot of them were at Walker Stalker. This conflicted with a very big convention in London, which is based on The Walking Dead, and a lot of their guests go to there. And I know a lot of my friends were personally at Walker Stalker, so I still think it was pretty phenomenal of the turnout of this event considering that, and the cosplay because of that. There was also an official after party, which was £15 a ticket. It started from like 7 PM till 4 AM at a bar close to the event, and I know a lot of people who went, including some of the guests. I was busy at the Crazy House, so who really won? They had, was it value for money? That's not for me to say. That's only the people who go, and if they have a good time would go, yeah, that's value for money. But I think that's how you should market it. It's not how much goes on, which to be fair was a lot, but it's more of, did you enjoy it? And if you enjoy it, surely then it's worth it. I really enjoyed the Sunday day. It was a little bit quieter. I was able to go through the stalls. I was able to talk to people, talk to some new comic writers, met some new artists. Loved it. That's something else I'd like to add about the layout. The stalls were really good. However, my favourite part of any convention is going through Comic Village and looking at all the independent writers and artists and buying new comic books and meeting new people. They didn't have that. The artists and the writers were scattered about the stalls, which I personally would like them to be all together. I think that maybe that's something they should consider. I think they should bring their version of Comic Village in. There's no way people can afford the price of the tables next year as an independent publisher. But yeah, what would be my highlight? My highlight was definitely the dancing stormtroopers. They were amazing. I watched them twice. How they could dance like that and not die a horrible sweaty death is beyond me, but I loved them, really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed Sunday, looking through the stalls, a lot more casual, talking to new people, meeting new writers and artists. It was great. It's good. I loved it. I would go again. And don't just trust the words of me. Here are some other people that had some things to say about it.
It was a great con, especially for the first one. This has genuinely been a great Comic-Con.
My highlight of the weekend has probably been all the cosplays. Some of the cosplays have been absolutely amazing.
I think one negative might be they could have used the space a bit better. There seems to be a lot of gaps they could have filled rather than have a lot of the merchandise pushed down to one end.
My highlight for the weekend, admittedly, is the after party that they did.
Yeah, I'd definitely come again.
Ah, there we go. That was good. Oh, how cringy is that cut gonna be? Oh, well, thank you so much for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. So what did you think of the con? Comment below. Did you enjoy it? What were your highlights? If you have any constructive criticism, please comment below and I will pass it on to the convention for you. But regardless of that, thank you so much for watching and I will see you tomorrow. Bye! Also, do you like the fact that I'm reviewing conventions? Would you like to see more of these type of reviews in the future with other conventions? Or does it not really affect you in any way? Comment below with that information as well, please. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!
Bye.